Life in the Shadows, the legend of Josef Wasserburger, the soil of resistance. Welcome to Outcast Outlast. Today, I'm not just telling you a story from a book. I'm telling you a story from the very ground I stand and live on. Garching on the Alps, Bavaria. In the early 1800s, Europe was a slaughterhouse. Napoleon was reshuffling the map, and young men were nothing but numbers on a casualty list. But one man in this village, in my village, said, "Nicht mit mir," meaning not with me. His name was Josef Wasserburger, known to every local as the Wirtssepperl. He wasn't a coward. He was a pioneer of peace in a time of madness. He didn't want to kill, and he sure as hell didn't want to die for a king's ego. The Great Escape, choosing the forests. In 1806, the pressure was on. Desertion was a death sentence, but Wasserburger chose the Garchinger heart, the dense, wild forest surrounding Garching, over the battlefield. He traded a warm bed in his father's inn for a hole in the ground. Imagine the psychological shift. One day you're the son of a respected innkeeper, the next you're an outlaw. He didn't just hide for a weekend. He stayed out there for 14 years. While the world outside was screaming in war, Josef was listening to the wind in the trees. He might have whispered to the moss, "Lieber a lebendiger Hundling sei, als a toter Soldat." Better a living rascal than a dead soldier. I can't prove he said that, but knowing the Bavarian spirit, he definitely thought it. The survival. Now let's talk about the toll this takes on the human mind. Living as a Fahnenflüchtiger, as a deserter, for over a decade means your nervous system is on a permanent high alert. Every cracking twig, every barking dog could be the gendarmes. He survived because of his outcast network. The local farmers loved him. They'd leave bread and beer on the edge of the woods, and he'd help them with the harvest during the darkest nights, disappearing before the sun rose. It was a silent rebellion. If he saw a search party from afar, he probably smirked and thought, "Sucht's nur, finden wird's mir eh nicht." Keep searching, you won't find me anyway. He was a ghost in his own home. The legend grew. People said he could talk to animals, that he knew paths that didn't really exist to others. He became the symbol of everything the state couldn't control. He was the ultimate Querschädel, a stubborn head. But he was eventually betrayed and captured in 1819. But here's the beauty of it. The people's love for him was so strong that King Max I, Joseph, actually pardoned him. Why? Because you can't punish a man who has become a folk hero for simply wanting to live. He returned to Garching, lived to be an old man, and died right here in 1857. He outlasted Napoleon. He outlasted the war, and he outlasted the system. Josef Wasserburger reminds us that standing your ground sometimes means walking away from the crowd. It's about being an original in a world of copies. So, next time you feel like the world is forcing you into a mold that doesn't fit, remember the Wirtssepperl of Garching on the Alps. Remember that a bissel was geht immer. That's someone else who said that, but anyway. There's always a way. If you have the courage to trust your own path, even in death, he remains a ghost. No stone marks his grave today, as if the earth of Garching claimed its rebel back into the shadows he knew so well. But he doesn't really need a monument. He has his own song. And I'm not gonna sing this to you, but I will read the lyrics. The Ballad of Wirtssepperl, the rebel's song. Now let's sing a song, a brand new rhyme about the Wirtssepperl of Garching and his legendary spine. You've surely heard of him, the talk of town. He deserted the Bavarian king 3 times and never backed down. But the king of Bavaria, he put out a call, a wanted poster for Sepperl, his life and his gore. The posters went out through the valley and peak. I went up to Greiburg, and there was the paper I seek. I stopped for a drink at the Dorfener Inn, turned around for a second, and the gendarmes walked in. They wanted to bind me, to throw me on the cart, but I tossed them around till their helmets flew apart. Eventually, they caught me, tied me up tight. The Wirtssepperl of Garching was hauled to Mühldorf that night. The judge in Mühldorf, he looked at me askance. If you're the Wirtssepperl, then this is your last dance. But the judge's wife, she looked at me with love in her eyes. Don't hang the Wirtssepperl, he's too much of a prize. Still the judge passed the sentence, cold as a rock. 3 years and 6 months, get him under the lock. 3 years and 6 months, that's a heavenly long time. Better go to your girl and go while you're in your prime. But don't be so sad, my imprisoned boy, she said. Come back to my window when the week is ahead. And the Wirtssepperl of Garching, he's up and he's gone, because the judge's wife in Mühldorf kept weeping till dawn. The Wirtssepperl of Garching is never in despair. If he hasn't a sitter, he's got a girl waiting there. The Wirtssepperl's zitter, it's out of tune now, and no one can tune it, only he knows how. It stays silent and still until the day the Wirtssepperl of Garching comes back home to stay. Stay stubborn, stay wild, outcast, outlast, Garching or not.